What's up? JuJuan Buford, founder of JSB Business Solutions Group and co-founder of Next Op Social. Basically, two organizations that are dedicated to helping entrepreneurs level up from a team of me to a team of we, growing, scaling, having a greater impact in their communities, providing technical assistance and guidance and know-how. And today, what I want to talk about is etiquette, right? And how to improve the likelihood of a good presentation going your way. Meaning, when I talk about going your way, the outcome ultimately is for that person to leave the presentation with a good taste in their mouth about you. Number one, feeling like they like you, know you, and trust you. Feeling like that your value prop is of benefit and of help, and that they would be inclined and willing to share information with you or refer you to other people. And of course, if your value prop, it goes without saying, well, maybe I need to say it doesn't go without saying. But if your value prop is real, it's legitimate, you're really helping people, and people get that warm, fuzzy feeling about you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do business with you because, once again, people do business with folks when they like, know, and trust. So I was having a conversation with one of the members of the sales team, if you will, and the conversation we had was how she was scheduling appointments. And oftentimes the individuals were leaving her in a land of maybe. Now, what do I mean by land of maybe? Land of maybe is maybe I'll get the service, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take your call, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll enroll or acquire your service or product, or maybe I won't, right? How do you avoid the land of maybe? How do you avoid, quite frankly, wasting your time and the time of other people? Because that's ultimately what's happening here, right? When you're getting stuck in the land of maybe. So one of the first things that I wanted to bring to her attention, I brought to her attention, was that, look, when you first meet someone, or quite frankly, even if you have a relationship with them, let's say it's warm market, let's say it's someone you already have some type of business dealings with. People do business with folks when they like, know, and trust, right? And I picked this up from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, a long time ago. That ultimately a person's favorite topic, their favorite subject is themselves, particularly when you're talking about entrepreneurs. And one of the first questions that I ask, because it's tempting, right? You know the person, you have a relationship with them, or maybe you know something about their business and you just naturally assume, I'm going to go in, right? I'm going to give my pitch and they're going to like it because they need to have it. And because you have credibility, and because you've had success and you're trying to help them out, you just naturally anticipate that they're going to pick up on all that and it's going to result in a yes. No. At the end of the day, people are people. And if you want individuals to be more receptive to your message, you have to give them a chance to talk about their favorite topic, which is their business. 9 times out of 10, if you're doing for an entrepreneur, that's their topic, right? And so some of the questions that I tend to ask is, number one, look, how's everything going with your business? What's fantastic? What's great? What are you most excited about as it relates to your business? This question is very purposeful. I ask this question because, number one, I also know people typically don't make affirmative buying decisions unless they are in a good mood, unless they're in a good place, unless they're trying to do something nefarious or trying to inebriate themselves somehow, right? But in any respect, people typically don't make buying decisions, if you will, unless they're in, once again, in a positive space, unless they're in an elevated space. So I want the conversation to go positive right away, because when I jump on via Zoom or phone call or belly to belly, I don't know what that person was going through today. Maybe their spouse or husband threw a skillet at them. Maybe they found out something was going on with the child that was uncouth. Maybe they had a dispute with a business partner or a client. Whatever the case may be, I want to immediately kind of get things leveled up, right, in terms of our interaction. So I'm going to ask, what's going fantastic and great and wonderful in your business? And of course, a lot of times people will respond positively to say, well, this is going well, this is going well, this is happening, or this is happening. Or sometimes they'll immediately jump into their problems and issues, right? How many times have we had a conversation with someone and they immediately just jump into whatever problems or issues that are happening? So instead, that's what I'll do. I'll immediately just say, hey, and I'll listen. I'll take inventory because they're giving me the information I need. Number one, I'm giving them the space to talk about their business. I'm giving them the space to talk about the thing that matters most, right? But if they don't respond with a laundry list of the issues they're having, and they talk about good things that are happening in their business, I'm taking inventory of that as well. One of the next questions I'll typically ask is, look, what's most important to you at this stage of your business? What are you taking aim at over the next 3 years or so? I used to ask 5 years, and most people don't have 5-year time horizons with their business, especially if they're 2 to 5 years of age, they're just starting out, still fledgling, getting established, figuring things out. Some do, but those are rare, right? But any respect, I've started asking individuals like, what are you taking aim at over the next year to 3 years? Why am I asking that question? Because it gives them an opportunity to talk more about their business. But you know what it also tells me? It gives me an opportunity to find out how intentional they are about their business. It gives me an opportunity to figure out whether or not they're really making an effort to level up. It gives me an idea of how much thought and reflection they've taken as it relates to business. And this is important because, once again, your ideal client, right, are number one, people who are looking to level up, people who are looking to grow, people who are looking to solve a solution if you're in the B2B space. Your ideal client is going to be individuals who, of course, have disposable income to pay, but also the type of people who don't make what I call, people who do make, that is, they make blink decisions, right? Meaning they don't wait till the car's on fire. They don't wait till the spark plugs are blown. They don't wait until the muffler's hanging. They don't wait until the car's about to explode before they finally say, I need to take this shot. You're looking for people who are looking to make immediate decisions. And by asking where you taking aim at over the next year to 3 years or so, tells me in their response what they're taking aim at. It tells me whether or not that whimsical or fanciful, right? You know, you've been earning $20,000, $30,000 at most over the last several years, or 10 or even 15 years of your adult life, and all of a sudden you think you can go from that to $1 billion. Okay. So it kind of answers that question, right? Of number one, how important, how focused, how serious they're taking their endeavors. But what are they also giving me? They're giving me the fodder that I need to understand what's important to them, how I can possibly be of benefit to them, what are the areas in which they may be having challenges, because dogs don't bark at parked cars. That's the other reason why I want to know. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. If you're leveling up in life, you're going to be bumping your head. You're going to be making mistakes. That's part of the process. You're going through an ugly duckling stage when you decide to level up. You don't know everything. You don't know what you don't know. So you're bumping your head, which means at some point you start realizing, I need to level up in terms of people around me. I need to level up in terms of the resources, the process, the tools that I'm employing. I need to level up in terms of my knowledge base, right? They're hungry to grow their business. So all these things are very important to me, and should be very important to anyone who's working with business owners or in the B2B space. So I spend a good 10, 15 minutes just on forming someone, family, occupation, recreation, or qualifying them in the way I just explained. And the last question I'll ask typically is, look, you don't necessarily use this example, it might be pretty weird, but you'll get the gist of it. I'll ask them, hey, if a genie popped up on your table today, and look, genie pops up on your table, and they're willing to give you 3 wishes. Be pretty weird, right? Big 3,000-pound ancient brown man on your table. But anyway, 3 wishes. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how grandiose, no matter how small, it doesn't matter. They're going to give you 3 wishes, 3 resources that you need in order to take your business where you want it to go. And I'll ask this question. And once again, the reason why I'm asking this question is because I want to know how intentional they are about their business. Are they thinking critically about their business and growth and what resources are going to be required, right, to be successful? That's part of the reason I'm asking the question. They also, once again, I want to find out what are their needs, what are their pains, what are their hurts. I want to be able to catalog this stuff, right? And so when I decide to turn around and begin to share information about how I may be able to provide assistance, when I may provide information about services I can offer to help them level up, that I am addressing the pain. I'm addressing the areas where they really want and desire assistance, right? Where they really feel like what I can provide will be an investment. And so that's why I ask those questions. And, a lot of individuals say, well, JuJuan, you are having success in your business. You're getting all these yeses. We see you taking on clients on a regular basis. What you don't understand is that, number one, I'm going through more no's than everyone else. That's one piece, right? I get more no's than the average Joe. But the other thing that I've become very effective at, and that I encourage other people to become effective at, is understanding before you go in on your product or service, take the time to qualify people. Number one, people like folks when they like, know, and trust. And that's how you get people to like and know and trust you even more. And it also puts them in a more affirmative, positive position and attitude when they're able to get some things off their chest, because most people that are approaching, especially business owners, they're not asking them questions about what's most important to them. They're not asking questions about what makes them tick. What do they feeling emotionally? Where are they at in their business? They're not doing that. It's going in and trying to jam a product down their throats. And so qualifying individuals at the front allows you to increase the likelihood they're going to make an affirmed decision, right? So the other thing that I encourage people to understand is this: you need to set up a follow-up appointment. A lot of people will share information, they'll give a presentation, they don't set up a follow-up appointment. And that's why you're in the land of maybe. Because understand that 5 minutes, 10 days, whatever the case may be, every minute that goes by, every hour that goes by, every day that goes by, they're forgetting more and more of what you share with them. Life is happening. They're entrepreneurs, they're business owners. And they also have families, kids, academic responsibilities. They're trying to carry a lot over the course of time. They're forgetting everything. And the more time you let go by, the greater likelihood is you're going to have to either recap everything you just shared, or you've given time for doubt, or just all types of things that can occur, right? In a 24-hour period of time in a person's life. You want to set up a follow-up. Okay, you share some information with someone, you have a conversation with someone, you want to actually set up a time to revisit. That will prompt them probably to review the information you share with them, to think more critically about it, but it also keeps you out the land of maybe. Right? If a person doesn't want to schedule a follow-up appointment to have a discussion, if they didn't make a buying decision there, or maybe it wasn't my intent, maybe I was just qualifying them, just conceptually giving them an overview of what it is that I do, and then I'm going to set up a follow-up appointment to quote unquote onboard them as a client, right? To take their temperature. But the bottom line is I'm not going to be placed in the land of maybe. After I've shared some information with you, after I've done a presentation with you, even if it's something I've shared electronically, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to ask, hey, when would be the best time to follow back up with you to make sure if you have any questions, those questions get answered, or when would be the best time to help you on board, whatever the case may be. I'm looking to set up a follow-up appointment. So today is, the days just run together for me. Today's Tuesday. So I may say, hey, if I were to follow up the next couple of days, would morning or afternoon be more effective? Would you prefer, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday or Friday? Okay, morning or afternoon, right? But I'm setting up a time. That way I'm not in the land of maybe. That way, at least I can get a response from them. Look, I don't want maybe. I prefer a no over maybe. I prefer a yes, of course, to everything. But the bottom line is I'd rather get a straight up no, I'm not interested, I'm not willing to commit, than a land of maybe, where I'm spending time, effort, and resources trying to find out where this person's head is at. So hopefully this gives you a blueprint, if you will, to be more effective when engaging the public about your products and services. And look, you know, qualifying people at the outset is one of the most important things you can do, you know, and we've all made the rookie mistake of, number one, probably not qualifying someone to make sure we're not wasting our time or their time, and also make sure putting ourselves in a place where we're in the land of maybe. I just did it, quite frankly, about a week ago. I'm new to the real estate investment game, right? The newness, right? So I'm respecting entrepreneurship. I'm respecting the game. I'm new to the real estate game. So I'm making mistakes that I made early on in my career as an investment advisor and then as a B2B consultant. And I scheduled an appointment with someone I shouldn't have scheduled an appointment with. I'm looking for lipstick projects. I'm looking for projects that I can invest as little as possible, turn around and Airbnb or rent them out, right? This person had a house that was not a lipstick project, but I was so excited, so eager to converse with them, so eager to see the house, so eager for the potential of getting a good outcome, which is acquiring a property that I can turn around and turn into an asset, that I didn't even bother to ask enough questions about the status of the property, what that person's goals and objectives were, what was most important to them out of the situation. They didn't want income. They wanted to turn this house that, quite frankly, was tore up from the floor up. They wanted a cash offer and an investment so they could take the money and bounce out of the state of Michigan. I didn't take the time to ask them that. I didn't know what was motivating them. And so as a result, I ran a nonprofit appointment. That's what happens when you don't qualify properly. And then I also made the error judgment, letting them put in land of maybe. I was like, you know, I'd like the opportunity to follow up with you, make an offer. It may not be me. Maybe I can introduce you to someone else. He says, well, maybe this or maybe that. And I think I want this amount and I would accept this offer or maybe this offer. Let me get back to you. I let that happen. So I probably won't be able to get in contact with that person again for, who knows, a week, 2 weeks, month, year, whatever the case may be. So it happens to us all. And once again, so many different directions I could go with this. because I want to talk about form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation, and also want to have more of a conversation about other things you can do to pre-qualify individuals before you meet with them as well. But it's 15 minutes. We're going to keep it moving and on to next. Look, if the information you heard here was of benefit, hey, hit the like button, hit the unsubscribe button. It's the only way that I know that, number one, the information is landing right. And of course, there are a lot of other people who need to hear this information so they can improve in their business. I believe a rising tide lifts all ships. And as entrepreneurs, we are better off. An entrepreneur ecosystem overall is fertile and healthy. There's enough for all of us. That being said, everyone have a great day. And I celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.